Homeowners can do to help avoid foreclosure.
And a family's plea as they search for a missing loved one.
And ever wanted to be a professional Nutella taster? We will tell you where to sign up.
Join us for a special Lindsay Mills birthday edition of News Center Now.
Something that could defy financial logic. It could be smarter to keep a mortgage going on your home rather than pay it off. Hello everyone, I'm Lindsay Mills.
And I'm Bill Green, standing in for Lee Goldberg. Now we usually think the less debt the better. Pay off your house as soon as you can. But Lindsay, the governor, recently told seniors the banks may be able to protect them if and when the bankers have some skin in the game.
And in a recent radio address, Governor Paul LePage renewed his push for a bill to protect the elderly from tax lien foreclosures, which is tied up in the legislature. That's when we got a question from a viewer. We love when you guys reach out to us. Audrey says, recently Governor Paul LePage said that it's smarter for seniors to keep a mortgage on their house rather than pay off the mortgage. His rationale being that if someone's trying to take your house and you have a mortgage, the bankers will fight for you, making it sound like you have a built-in lawyer fighting for you. Is that true? So after talking with the governor's office and the Maine Bankers Association, we can tell you yes, but in some cases this would make sense, but it all depends.
We will not always agree on what compassion looks like.
Governor Paul LePage reigniting a push for foreclosure reform in a recent radio address.
But I believe that ensuring seniors can remain in their home is something we should mutually agree on.
He wants municipalities to give homeowners more notice if they fall behind on property taxes and make sure the towns don't take away everything when they're forced to foreclose. The governor's office providing this example. Say there's a home with a mortgage worth $150,000 with $50,000 owed to the bank. If the home is foreclosed, the bank sells the house for $150,000, keeps the $50,000 to pay off the mortgage, and gives the homeowner a check for $100,000. State laws require banks to give something to the homeowner. Now, say the home is worth $150,000 and the mortgage is already paid off, but the homeowner owes the town $10,000 in back taxes. The town can then sell the house for only $10,000 and the homeowner gets nothing.
Everybody's got a different situation.
Chris Pinkham is the president of the Maine Bankers Association. He says for people falling behind on their mortgage or property taxes or both, the earlier talks start with lenders or the town office, the better.
Most lenders are in a position to be able to help them. Most municipalities, they're not trying to foreclose. You know, their goal is to get the taxes paid and move on.
So back to Audrey Sparks' question, should homeowners keep that mortgage so they have a lender on their side? Pinkham says possibly.
They ought to talk to their lender and ask about the options. If there's equity in the property, there may be an opportunity for a home equity line. If they're on a track where they've got a very attractive interest rate, they may want to keep the mortgage for a longer period of time.
Now, Pinkham says a bunch of towns offer a discount for early property tax payments, something anyone can take advantage of. He suggests reaching out to your town's tax collector to see if that's something you can do to save a few dollars.
And if you have a question that you want the Now team to get the answer to, send us an email at asknow@newscentermaine.com.
All right, to think it's already August. Parts of the state saw the warmest July on record, and apparently August sees that as a challenge.
Keith Carson has a first look at the steamy forecast. Keith.
It's the, hold my beer, bro. It's like that. That's pretty much what's going on here. I mean, August is off to a very strong start. Obviously, current temperature is 92 in Portland, 91 in Sanford, 90 in Lewiston. Look at the water temperature, went from 67 to 70 from noon to now. Now, of course, you got little undulations in the water that's going on, but still, 70, we'll take that. Look at these dew points in the 70s as well in Wiscasset, Sanford, 69 in Portland, 70 in Waterville. So that's what's been killing us through the day today, is not just the temperatures, but it's been the humidity coupled with it. So heat indices 97 right now in Portland, 98 in Sanford, 88 in Rockland. It feels like 95 in Bangor. It is worth noting that Portland got to a heat index of 100 last hour. So that's what it feels like to be outside. A couple of convective showers have popped up here because of the heat and humidity, although relatively small amount of them considering how hot and humid it is. They've been largely in the mountains here, and that's where they'll stay, going through strong here, and probably just going to get to the south of Skowhegan in the next half hour or so. Few lightning strikes with this, nothing severe, maybe actually cool you down a little bit. Guys, we'll talk about another hot day on Tuesday and then look ahead for when we get a little break in the humidity in just a few minutes.
All right, Keith, thanks. The CEO of NASCAR was arrested for driving under the influence and carrying illegal pills. Police say Brian France was pulled over in the Hamptons, and when police searched him, they found oxycodone, which is a prescription opioid. France is the grandson of NASCAR founder Bill France and has served as NASCAR CEO since 2003. In a statement, NASCAR says, quote, "We are aware of an incident that occurred last night and are in the process of gathering information. We take this as a serious matter and will issue a statement after we have all of the facts."
Singer and actress Demi Lovato is thanking her fans for standing by her while she recovers from an overdose. Lovato was rushed to the hospital last week. News outlets originally reported that she overdosed on opioids, but later walked that back. Last night, Demi posted to her Instagram account saying her struggle with addiction is well known and she strives to be honest with her fans. She says her health is an ongoing battle and she needs some time to tackle her addiction.
A family in Waterville is desperately trying to locate a loved one. Elizabeth Munster was last seen by family and friends on July 31st. Her daughter and sister are asking everyone to help find her. Sam, you spoke with the family. Has she ever done something like this before?
No, Lindsay, her family says this is not like her at all. In fact, the only time they haven't heard from her was usually for only a couple days or so. So police are now involved, and the family say all they can do is hold on to hope.
Empty, confused, lost.
Elizabeth Munster's family is worried sick. The 37-year-old hasn't been seen or heard from in almost a week.
I just want to know if she's alive. I just want my daughter home. I need my mom.
Police say Munster, who also goes by Elizabeth Perkins, was last seen the night of July 31st around North Street in Augusta. Since her disappearance, her family has been checking every possible place they can.
We've been looking for her every day. Constant search. We've turned Augusta upside down looking for her. I don't think there's a leaf I haven't turned.
Her family says Munster has struggled with addiction in the past, but she had recently decided to seek treatment. She got a new job, and her family says she was happy. They say it's not like her to have her phone off and lose all contact.
She's never done this before. No. I mean, she's only like a day or 2 days, but not a whole week.
As their search continues, Munster's family refuses to give up, saying they won't rest until they know she is safe.
We loved her family. We love you. And it's okay if she's made a mistake. And if she's ashamed, come home. We support her.
So police say Munster is 5'2", approximately 140 pounds. She has brown hair, brown eyes. If you have any information regarding her whereabouts, you're urged to call Augusta Police. Bill.
Thank you very much, Sam. Now, after that sad story, we have one that seems too good to be true. Ever wanted to eat chocolatey goodness all day, live in Italy, and get paid for it? The job exists. Nutella is looking for official taste testers. No experience necessary. The makers of the chocolate and hazelnut spread want average people like me, potential customers, not trained professionals, to help them create amazing products. They are currently looking for about 60 people. Now, here are some of the details about the job, because we all know that you are talking about this opportunity and taking it very seriously. You can't have food allergies, and experience working with computers is necessary, because if you get Nutella on your computer, it can come up the works. 60 people will be selected for the training process, where they will whip your taste buds into shape. Then the field will be narrowed to 40, kind of like the Miss America pageant, and those individuals will be hired for a part-time job with the Ferrero Company, the makers of Nutella. But there is a slight catch. You need to learn Italian. The Ferrero factory is in Alba, Italy, in the northwest part of the country. It's known for white truffles and fine wines. Sounds like a very hard life. So if you're interested in applying, we have all the information on our website and mobile app. And if you get the job, let us know. We'll come visit.
I know. How awesome would that be? Maybe the company would pay for that trip.
Absolutely.
You just went to France. So
I did. And
you think maybe next time you'll go to
I've
Italy?
been to Tuscany, so it's a lovely area.
There you go.
Just going to learn Italian.
Exactly. Sweet job. Okay, listen to this story.
Right.
2 elderly men sneak out of their nursing home to attend the world's largest heavy metal festival. The Wacken Open Air Festival brings people from all over the world to Wacken, Germany, including 2 men from a local nursing home. A German news organization reports that local police found the missing men around 3 in the morning. They were disoriented and dazed and reluctant to leave the festival, but they did eventually go home safely, and I'm sure they had a lot of stories to share at lunch that next day.
Especially to the ladies, right? Now, these guys are giving us all inspirations to live our lives to the fullest. Pamela says just because they're elderly doesn't mean they are dead. Rock on with your bad selves. Sharon, who I think works here, says good for them. May that all be us someday. Rock and roll never dies. And according to Andrea, Justin says this will be turned into a movie. If this is a movie, and I know where this is going, who would be the 2 lead actors? Make your casting call right now on our YouTube or Facebook live stream. I know my name's going to come up. Lindsay, who would you cast?
I was going to say, I would actually, no, I mean, when I think elderly, I think much older than yourself,
Thank
Bill.
you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm not just saying that. I really don't know who I would cast. Do you know who?
Oh, anyone who's worked here, you know. I mean, some of the guys that worked here would all have that one cased right out and have an escape plan and probably go in a news car. You know?
A lot of heavy metal lovers here.
Well, the age-old advice is to leave a light on in your house so burglars think someone is home.
But now Amazon is taking that up a step further. Alexa has a new feature called Away Mode. It's like an away message, I guess. Alexa has a new feature that will run about an hour each of real conversations and skits that could be taking place inside the home. Creators of the feature say the idea is built around funny but somewhat common conversations, including a couple breaking up.
Now, there are 7 tracks for those of you who don't want to play a News Center broadcast back on your VCR. Some of them were written by former Saturday Night Live comedians. It's designed to trick burglars into thinking that someone else is in the house.
I think Ferris Bueller could have used that technology, or the Home Alone boy.
Absolutely.
Why am I blanking on his name right now? I love those movies.
I can't do it either.
I'll do a quick Google search during the break. Okay, are we getting messages from aliens in deep space? The radio waves an astronomer picked up, and a note of caution also ahead.
We're just trying to respond to as many calls that we can.
Seal rescuers are overwhelmed. Why are so many pups washing up stranded? That next.
Bill Green, nice job.
Good job, Lindsay.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for being here today. I know Bill's being so sweet.
Oh, my goodness, there are people watching
There
this.
are people watching. So we were talking about, I have a question for all of you watching on YouTube and Facebook, and Bill, for you too. What's like one of the worst things about getting older? Each year, is there something that you notice?
Yeah, may I answer, or do you want to?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you physically can't do what you once could.
Right.
Like you guys, these guys are running 1 hour 10Ks. If I couldn't run a 1 hour 10K when I was 40, I'd quit. There, finally said it.
Yeah. So we're having a discussion about getting older. You know, birthdays are a great time to kind of reflect and think about those things.
Yeah, she's 29.
Right. So I have 1 year before things get real. I feel like 30 is when things get real. So I have 1 more year to be a kid. Be a kid in Maine.
Yeah, but
I don't think
you're
there's
not.
any better place to do that.
Yeah, but you're not. I do think life got meaningful from your 30s. My 20s were a waste of time.
Yeah.
But like you're married, you own a home.
Yeah.
You have a lovely husband over there.
Yeah.
You know, it's starting to get meaningful and
True.
much better than, believe it or not, than when you were in college, right?
True.
Everybody thinks college is the best, and 30 is great, 40 is even better, 50.
I'll tell you what, I can't wait to be older. Like, I really can't.
Take your time.
I know. I'll enjoy the journey, but like, I can't wait to have that confidence that comes from being, you know, an older woman. And in your 20s,
She doesn't
you don't
have
really
much
know.
going for her now. So.
Anyway, I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about getting older and that sort
What are
of
you
thing.
doing, Seals coming back? Okay.
Nadine says, I was great until 47. Nadine also says more difficulty moving. David says aches and pains. Oh, thanks, Joe Dunbar. Macaulay Culkin.
It's funny what year it is. It's like 37 was a lousy year for me. You know, 53. I
Right.
went to heck at 53. You know.
Right. And Terry, yes, it is my birthday. So thank you guys so much for the birthday wishes. That is so
And
sweet.
do you know what happened on this day?
The
1945.
Hiroshima. Yeah.
My father saw that.
Really?
Yeah.
I know the history of my birthday. That's for sure.
Okay, you're going to take this, right? You got this? Oh, and then I read the VO. So you notice they've got Lindsay moving around, but I just sit here. It's another thing that happens when you get old.
Hey again, guys. A Canadian astronomer picks up a mysterious radio signal from deep space. Could this be a signal from aliens far beyond the Milky Way galaxy? Maybe, but it could also be a big misunderstanding. A Canadian astronomer posted his observations to a website exclusively for accredited astronomers. He recorded a fast radio burst on his telescope, meaning he picked up radio waves at a very low frequency from a different galaxy. No one else has been able to verify his claim, and this wouldn't be the first time astronomers got a bit overexcited. Now, in 1998, Australian researchers discovered a similar radio signal. It wasn't until almost 20 years later they found out they were actually picking up signals from a microwave. And then not long ago, a different astronomer posted to the same website claiming he discovered a new, very bright star. But actually, he was just looking at Mars. So let's hold off on the messages to space until we can be sure these signals aren't a refrigerator. Bill?
Saving seals as fast as they can, but if those wildlife angels don't get some help soon, the stranded pups may have to fend for themselves. And it is hot outside. Not just for Maine, we mean hot, hot. When are we getting some relief? Full forecast from Keith, coming up next.
So ratchet, Keith. Terrible song, too. I love it. Keith has a great way of winding something from earlier in the day to his whiteboards. Yeah, it's always like an inside joke, exactly, that surfaces on the whiteboard. Exactly. Liam, that's a great way to say it. Liam, that's why we need you mic'd up. The viewers need to hear you, Liam. He says no. We'll see what we can do.
So do you toss to Keith here, or what are we doing?
So
We're doing seal rescue here.
Yeah, we're going to talk about seal
So the forecast
pups.
isn't next.
No.
Okay.
Well, it'll be later in the block. But
Okay.
let's see what our Facebook people are saying. Let's see. Oh, Liam, thanks for the clarifier.
Just keep moving. Fred,
No, I'm 29, Norm. Today I'm 29.
what do you say?
I'm 20. He says, come on, Bill, she's 28. I'm 29.
The great descent has begun.
It's true.
No, but you're a fitness person, so that's good. She's
Yeah.
a coach, a former competitive athlete.
Oh, so that was the story I was going to tell you, actually. The biggest change I had to make, actually, was when I stopped playing college sports.
Yep.
My dad had a talk with me about how I need to be careful, that I can't be eating the mass amounts of food that I used to be eating at the dining hall. Like, we're talking 5 slices of pizza, a bowl of pasta, you know, because you're just not, I don't need that energy anymore.
Right. Well, good for your dad.
Yeah, it was really good. And he's good. He's so funny. He'll go through like he doesn't diet or anything, but he'll go by like if his pants aren't fitting as well, he'll just eat like fruits and vegetables one day and then get back on track.
Yep.
I've tried doing that every once in a while. Kind of works.
Good for him.
But yeah, it's hot out there. How are you guys staying cool?
It's hot. We've been inside. It's unusually warm in here today, though. Usually if it's hot outside, it's cool in here.
Yeah, the asbestos air is not working as well today. It's a little bit slower on the flow.
It is.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what your interesting science notes are called.
Raindrops.
Raindrop for you.
You got them?
If I look at this again, I'll figure it out. Oh, the radio for space.
Yeah.
We are constantly sending radio signals into space. We're trying to contact them. And even if we got a message from someone else, as I understand it, the distance is so great, they'll never get here, certainly in our lifetimes.
Right.
And they'd be gone, whoever they were,
Yeah.
In Maine, this summer's been a difficult one for seals.
The number of pups in distress and seals that need to be rescued increased dramatically, and the organization that saves them is spread as thin as Nutella. Danielle Waugh has more on that story.
A seal pup born premature cries on the exam table, while two other seals a few months older scratch and splash by their tanks. It's a busy but typical day for the Marine Mammals of Maine in Harpswell.
We have the only triage and rehab center in the state of Maine.
A small team works behind the scenes and sometimes draws a large crowd. These are photos from the weekend when their volunteers saved a seal on Long Sands Beach in York.
So this is the one that was found on Long Sands. This is number 234.
After some testing, they found he's battling a respiratory infection and will need weeks of care. This is Preemie, one of the 60 seals the Marine Mammals of Maine have treated this year. But that's a big jump compared to last year, when they treated 40 seals in 12 months.
We've been so busy this year that we've gone through our animal care budget and surpassed that. So we're trying to help the animals that need it, but we also are trying to be realistic of what we financially can afford to help for the animals too.
Also taxing on the budget the kind of care these seals need. Executive Director Linda Dowdy says animals are in rougher shape this year, some injured, some infected. A veterinarian is examining each case to try and understand why. They're not sure if it's a sign of a larger problem in the ocean. All they know is they're struggling to keep their heads above water.
We're just trying to respond to as many calls that we can.
In Harpswell, Danielle Waugh, News Center, Maine.
What a sweetie there. Okay, so who's having a rough Monday? Apparently not Sully H.W. Bush, former President Bush's service animal. Sully's Instagram today featured a video of the Golden getting some well-deserved scratches. Hashtag Monday Mood. Sully says all he wants to do is sleep. Don't we all?
But this pup in Mapleton does not agree. The dog and its owner were up nice and early to watch the sun rise over the fields. I was in the county last week. It's beautiful there now. This is a beautiful dog, a beautiful morning in a beautiful place.
Oh, okay, also on Snap Maps today, this adorable puppy in Bangor. The poster says if you don't want to see a bunch of photos of the puppy, you should stop following them on Snapchat. But who would ever say no to pictures of a super cute puppy? So adorable. I adore Reese's. I do.
Thank you. He's
Reese's was just here on Friday.
He's
It was
a cute
like the
little
best
nugget.
thing ever.
Yeah, I brought my dog in because we're giving my mom, you know, the baby and the dog, so occasionally we try to
give her a little bit of a
break it up.
Just focus on the baby.
But we give her AC at the house today. So
Okay.
that was a gift in and of itself because
That's good.
today,
It's needed.
pretty brutal.
My dogs didn't want to be outside for more than like 2 seconds. They got right
Tito?
to business.
Even Tito?
Tito, no,
Yeah.
the tongue starts going and he needs water.
Can't handle it.
No.
Hey, it was hot today, and by northern New England standards, the heat index was really high. Right now, temperatures still in the 90s in Portland and Sanford, and 89 in Augusta. But the dew points are in the upper 60s and low 70s, and that has been the problem for, what, about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks at this point. Look at the current heat index, 97 in Portland, 98 in Sanford, 92 in Augusta, 95 is what it feels like in Bangor. So just really, really hot here, even at 5 o'clock. A couple of showers and storms popped up, that convective stuff as the air mass heats at the ground and it goes up into the atmosphere, but really not much considering how warm it is. And a lot of this is falling apart as it moves towards Skowhegan here, just north of Strong. Maybe a rumble of thunder in there, but most of us stay dry. And to the north, there were showers and storms, but those have basically now died out on the radar. So most of us will be partly cloudy to mostly clear tonight and warm. Look where we are at midnight. It's 76, 78 in Sanford at midnight, middle of the night there, which is about our average high temperature. Tomorrow's another hot and humid day. We start in the 70s, get to the low 90s in a lot of spots. But tomorrow there's more showers and storms around. And a couple of these showers and storms during the afternoon, early evening could be severe. So we'll watch those tomorrow night. After that, we go into a little bit of fog. Wednesday's a cloudier day. It's a little bit cooler. It's still, though, humid. In fact, the humidity stays with us until basically Friday afternoon, Friday night. And I would be more excited about that, except for the fact that it is a very short reprieve. Here we are Saturday morning. Okay, dew points in the 50s, but watch it. It's coming back up for Saturday night and into Sunday. So you basically got a day and a half where it's not super humid. Temperatures themselves above average, not crazy. It's really going to be your overnight lows and the humidity, though, that are going to get to you. So that's what we got. Showers possible on Sunday afternoon. Saturday looks pretty good at this point. And Ryan did some research today on how unusual it is to have 70 dew point or above this many times. And I don't want to ruin the fun for his story, but your feelings are warranted that this is highly unusual for it to be this humid this long in Maine. Interesting. It's called a tease, I think. Well, I just teased that story.
News you can use.
It'll be later.
The hubbub over the Lobster Festival and the dethroned sea goddess is far from over. Organizers say online comments escalated the situation. That story is coming up on News Center Maine at 5:30.
Also in the next half hour, a late-night drive with a teen at the wheel ends in death. The victim's mother says she knew the driver was dangerous. But first, raindrops when we come back. Thank you, Bill. Bill, I feel like you're I feel like you're getting the hang of it.
Well, thank you,
You're
Lindsay.
doing a great job.
How about that, Andrea?
I'm learning a thing or two.
I'm getting the hang of it.
You are. You never have a prompter, right? Because when you go out with Kirk, you guys just kind of like go.
I try to memorize it, but
yeah.
I try to write it and memorize it because you want to write something into your stories.
Right. I appreciate that you guys find a different location, but you stressed me out this winter when you guys were walking along the Julia Kluge Trail in Cape Elizabeth where she used to train, and you kept falling.
Wasn't that funny?
It was so great. Like, I'm so happy you kept that in there and didn't edit it out, but I was so worried. You guys fell like 2 or 3 times. How many times do you fall?
Couple. I mean, we're out slipping around on the ice. We're Maine boys falling on the ice. It's no big deal. Come on.
We're standing over at the monitor, so let's take a walk. And then we're done.
Well.
Hooray. Thanks, Lee. Hey, Lee's watching.
Hey,
Leo's do rock. We have a lot of August birthdays around here.
We do.
Lee Goldberg's in August, too.
What day is Lee Goldberg?
You know what? I asked him, and he didn't tell me.
We'll find out. We have our ways.
Yeah, I got to find out. Pat Callahan was August 4th.
Pam Green is August 28th.
Pam.
The fairest of all flowers.
Who else is in August?
Nice job, Paul. Hired.
Cindy says nice job. Cool.
Cindy, you still there?
Okay.
So we're doing brain drops first?
I think Carrie is one of our frequent Facebook watchers.
Ah, good.
So Carrie, we have your question coming up in brain drops.
I never understand when they do green screen shots like that and easy to achieve situations like that basement commercial. Had him in the rain on a green screen, like you can't find a day where it's actually raining to do that shot.
I do appreciate the new shot of you in the open where you're like in your summer gear.
Yeah, we finally.
And it looks like you're MMJing.
But yeah, it looks like I'm like being a real worker.
It's legit.
Yeah, so fake though.
Lee says Keith still works with us. A rafter of turkeys blocking the door. That's so Maine. We found these videos on Snap Maps today. According to the poster, a group of turkeys blocked the door to the Maine veterans home. You can just see someone in the vestibule trying to get a good look at the birds. No word on whether or not the rafter cleared out so people could escape. And if you're thinking, I didn't know a group of turkeys is called a rafter, you should also know a group of foxes is called a skulk. This skulk was found playing in a backyard in Durham. And remember, don't approach wild animals. If you see something that makes you think, that's so Maine, take a picture or video safely and send it to us. You can use the hashtag, that's so Maine.
Why can't we just call them groups of whatever they are? This is
flocks of turkeys.
Yeah, it's very confusing. All right, Raindrops today is a viewer question. Carrie wants to know, what's this cloud right here? Okay, so this is just a cumulus cloud. These little clouds here are cumulus pileus. If we can go to our next page, they're often called cap clouds, and they actually happen more often in the plains and when there's severe weather. So they form on top of the cumulus cloud. See that, how it looks like a little cap up there?
Yeah.
The basic idea is when it's extremely unstable in the atmosphere like it has been recently, the air is going up so quickly it's condensing into a cloud. In some cases it's ejecting beyond the top of the cloud and forming its own little shockwave cloud on the top. They don't last long. I think what you see there is the remnants of one of those cap clouds because it's just so unstable in our atmosphere lately. So there you go, Carrie, and that is a good old cumulus congestus cloud.
This is a good picture. I feel like she had to be like hiking a mountain or
She's
something.
got a little copyright, so I'm wondering if she does this as like a, if so, Carrie
this vantage
Nelson.
point. Interesting. All right, Keith. Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, Lindsay.
News Center Maine at 5:30 starts now. All right, guys. Have a great day.
Good job.
Thanks for all the birthday wishes. We'll see you tomorrow.